Hello there, my lovely humans. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining me here today. I hope you're doing well and you've been taking care of yourselves. It's such a beautiful Sunday. I feel blessed. I hope you do as well. And today I wanted us to talk about the concept of honesty, and not just honesty but radical honesty, okay? Complete openness, complete transparency, because I feel like honesty is the foundation upon which the strongest relationships are built on, right? And I've come to learn just how important honesty is with ourselves, in our relationships, and with God as well. But to be honest with God, we have to be honest with ourselves first, because honesty with God is intimacy with God. But most of the time, the reason why we're not honest with God is because we feel guilty or we feel ashamed of something we've done or something we're still doing. So we feel the need to hide it from God, or to not just talk to Him about it, right? In as much as we know that He already knows, because He sees our thoughts, He sees our hearts, He sees our feelings, we still can't get ourselves to talk to Him about it, right? Sometimes we may be experiencing things or feelings that we feel are too ungodly, feelings of anger and hatred and pride or contempt or jealousy and all those feelings that even we don't enjoy feeling, right? But they just pop up because we're only human. But by opening our hearts and being honest with God about what's going on with us, these feelings or these sins that we're struggling with, we are inviting Him into our hearts. We're surrendering everything to Him, okay? Most of us will say that we've surrendered our lives to Christ, but that little bit we're ashamed of is where we draw the line. Like, I've surrendered every bit of my life to Christ except this sin, except these feelings, except this addiction that I'm struggling with. But we've got it all wrong. That one thing that you're hiding from Him is exactly what He wants you to surrender to Him. Even the Bible says that there's more joy in heaven over one sinner who repents and returns back to God than over 99 others who are righteous and haven't strayed away, right? We're ashamed because we have all these rules in our heads that we've been made to believe we should follow, or else we can never have a relationship with God, right? Most of us don't even read the Bible because we view the Bible just as a set of rules and principles we should abide to, and that only make us feel bad about ourselves, yeah? The 10 Commandments, another set of rules, right? But there's this one book I read. It's called The Shack by W.M. Polian, and this book honestly turned out to be my favorite book of all time. Too bad it's not mine. My aunt lent it to me and she made me promise to return it, and I understand why, but this book views God in such an interesting way, and if it says anything, is that God isn't who we think He is, yeah? And one of the many interesting things I read from this book is that the 10 Commandments weren't given as a set of rules to be followed, but rather as a mirror to reveal just how filthy our faces can get when we live independently from God, yeah? And it made me think, when God was giving the 10 Commandments, the Israelites had already turned away from God. They were worshipping idols and all such crazy things. So God had already seen them. He already knew what they were doing. So it's not like He expected them to now change their ways after receiving the 10 Commandments, right? It's not like He expected them to now start following those rules, but it was to show them just who they'd become without Him, right? God knows we're human, and He already knows that there's so much we struggle with, okay? But He doesn't want us to follow rules. He wants a relationship with us, and rules have never been part of a relationship. I'm pretty sure if you've ever been in a relationship or a friendship or worked in a place where there's just so many rules, like you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that, you shouldn't be like this, you shouldn't be like that, this is who you should be and not this, you wouldn't say that that's the best relationship you've ever been in. You wouldn't say that you even enjoyed being there, right? And like I said, our relationship with God isn't that different from our other relationships. And for Him to help us, we have to invite Him in first, okay? And most of these things are just not in our human nature. We can never love somebody unconditionally without really involving God. You can never be patient and kind and extend grace to other people without involving God. Or maybe you can, but it's really, really hard. I myself have struggled with so much before, and I still struggle with a couple of things right now. And I mentioned in a previous video I did, so many times I tried to become the best version of myself by myself, but I failed until I started to involve God, and until I started to be honest with God. Of course, I'm not the best version of myself right now, but I feel like I am getting better. Yeah, there's habits I needed to let go of, and others I needed to build, but I just couldn't. There's people I needed to let go of. There's people I needed to forgive, but I just couldn't. There's feelings I needed to let go of, but I couldn't. There's times I've had to extend grace to people who at some point felt like they didn't deserve it. Until I started to involve God in every single thing in my life, even things I would normally feel ashamed of. Yeah, when I'm angry, I ask God for help because I know God wouldn't want me to stay angry. When I need to let go of a certain habit, I ask God for help. When I need to forgive somebody, I ask God for help. When I really need to love somebody and extend grace, I ask God for help because most of these things just aren't human nature. It's not human nature to just forgive someone. Yeah, we need God's help to genuinely do that. Yeah, we can say that we've forgiven somebody, but deep inside we know we haven't. Not because we don't want to, but because it's really hard. Yeah, maybe you're struggling with something and you might be ashamed of it, but I want you to know that God isn't. Okay, He isn't disappointed in you. God already knows that you're struggling. Yeah, He's just waiting for you to ask for help, because then again, it's not the nature of love to force things. It's the nature of love to open the way. Okay, God will never force Himself on you. He wants you to come to Him when you're ready. Yeah, imagine God with all His powers. He'd literally make us do anything He wants. If He wanted us to wake up and pray and worship Him and love people and be kind to people and all those good things, He'd make us do it. But He doesn't want to force Himself on us. He wants a relationship with us. So He's patient with us, okay? Just be honest with Him. Talk to God about whatever it is that you're struggling with. And I'm not only talking about the big things. Some things might seem small, but you might actually be struggling with them. Maybe you struggle with gossiping too much that you know it's wrong, but you just can't get yourself to stop. Yeah, you might say that that's such a small thing and I can train myself to just stop, but there's people who literally can't. Just ask God for help. Maybe you find yourself getting jealous or envious of other people's stuff and you just don't understand why. Just ask God for help. Maybe sometimes you find yourself being too selfish and you just don't like it. Ask God for help. Maybe you're quick to anger, or you're a violent person, or I don't know, whatever it is that you may be struggling with, just lay it all in God's hands. Maybe you're struggling with being a good friend or a good partner or a good spouse. Just ask God for help, okay? Just tell Him, today I was a proud or a selfish person and I don't want to be selfish anymore. Today I was jealous when somebody got something and I don't want to experience such feelings anymore. Today I wasn't a good friend. I would like to be a better friend tomorrow. Today I wasn't a good partner to my wife or to my husband. Please help me love them better tomorrow. Today my friend or my spouse wronged me and I'm really finding it hard to forgive them. Please help me forgive them. Please give me the grace and the strength to forgive them, okay? I'm struggling with this addiction. I know I promised myself I wouldn't do it again, but I did it again today. Please give me the strength to resist it tomorrow. I know I've been such a mean person. I know I've been mean and I've been unkind and I've been disrespectful to other people. Please help me become a better person. Even when we lack faith or are really struggling to trust Him, I know that's a hard one, but even if we don't tell Him, He already knows. There's times when I've been in such tough situations and I found it really hard to still believe that He had a good plan for me, right? But even then, I still talked to Him about it. Yeah, and most of us avoid doing that because we think that He'll be mad at us, but that's not true. He already knows and He understands why we feel like that. He only wants us to allow Him to help us with it, okay? All these things, God doesn't expect us to face them alone. He really wants to help us. In fact, if you're struggling with being honest with God, just go to Him with it. Just ask Him for help, yeah? Because then again, God can't change what you won't face, yeah? So just go to Him with whatever it is that you're struggling with. Just be radically honest with God, and that's one of the best things you can ever do, okay? So yeah, I really hope this video spoke to you in some way. I pray that it helped you. If it did, please comment down below. Let me know what hit home today, and as per usual, let's have a conversation here, yeah? Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe because it really helps my channel and it really makes me happy. I would really be happy if you joined our little family, and I guess I'll see you in my next video. Until then, stay blessed, take care, bye.